Hello, welcome back to Billy Ho Sports. As promised, it's the late pick five for Saturday's Fairgrounds card. We got a lot of races to go through and a lot of picks to make, so we're going to skip the formalities. To subscribe to the channel, smash that like, share on social media, help out Billy Ho Sports as much as possible. Let's jump right into it. Race number 8, the Crans Memorial, 8.5 on the turf. Fillies and mares, 4 years old and up. Cupid's Crush, great name. 4-1, 5-year-old mare. Some wins, closed well, only going 5.5. That's kind of cool. I like to see horses that can make up that kind of ground. Previous races were out front, so you would think that would be more of the style to go on. I think maybe just flying late, had an outside post position in a short race. So we'll see which way they go with it, but I'll probably won't land on Cupid's Crush, even though probably good one underneath use. Lakota Spirit, I'm going to pass on. Stir Crazy, I'm not. Stir Crazy is a good horse. Mike Maker, Joel Rosario, just won under pretty much the same conditions. Closing out, a horse in this race joined the dance. In the mix in the grade 3 Cardinal, cutting back to 8.5, could help here. So you saw a mile and an eighth in a Cardinal, you saw the drop to a mile and a 16th in the wind. So obviously that drop did help. So we'll see if we can rinse and repeat with Stir Crazy. Strikingly Spun is going to be a hard no. Well, although Frankie Dettori on a turf horse, worth kind of a look, but I'm not going to get there. Upgraded Jock is nice. And a jockey who can nail him at the wire. So maybe one to use underneath. But I didn't get to it for the pick five. Same with Autism Community. Although, as you'll see, I'm going to go through when I go through each of these races, I am going to throw out some value plays and some long shots. Autism Community could be one, so stay tuned. The Kitten's Joy Mare, distance pedigree, so might, if she can get some pace to work with, could be crashing the board here. Then we go on to number 6, Way to Be Marie. Good looking 6-1 for Rob Atris, Florent Giroux, who's just ripping it up at Fairgrounds. One of the classier horses, I think. Non-graded stakes is usually where Rob Atris scores a lot of victories. So he's hoping to get his not this time filly to the winner's circle. Hit the board in both grade 2 and grade 3s this season. So adding Giroux for the second time around, definite plus. Giroux rode this horse several times to many successful races at Fairgrounds Park at this distance or similar to it. So Way to Be Marie has to be used, in my opinion. Number 7, Austere. Brennan Walsh, excellent trainer on grass, but I didn't get to him here. I didn't get the Champagne Rose, even though it is Kenny McPeak, first time Lasix. Kind of some things to look at angle wise there. This one coming over from Brazil hasn't raced in 8 months. You'll have to show me. Ghostly Gal. I thought it was rated pretty high, third, and a couple other places I looked, but I'm just not seeing it. I like the mile and the 16th win, but it's cheap. It's 25K starter allowance. Then you have the optional claiming win, 25K. So this is a little bit more. You see the third in the My Charmer, but that was on the all weather turfway track. So I don't know what the Ghost Zapper mare, 7 years old, long in the tooth. No thanks. Join the Dance is the 6-year-old mare. This is Dallas Stewart, Luis Saez. One to look at. Blushing KD Stakes at Fairgrounds last December. I thought was an important race because Join the Dance was in it, Stir Crazy was in it. Uh, you know, other horses. They faced each other a few times down the way here, but the Blushing KD was led most of the way by Join the Dance, but Stir Crazy gunned him down. Was grudgingly though, mile and a 16th. I thought that Join the Dance ran pretty good out on the front end. Usually turf races like these, I like them off the pace a lot more. trying my heart out. Hope so, but not in my book. It's going to pass on the 12 Quattro as well. But here's the 13 Nanda D. 5-1. Ignacio Correas brought this one over from Argentina. Hit the ground running at Keeneland in October after the whole year training, getting ready. Popped right out of the gate. 89 speed figure, 130,000 N3X allowance. So pretty solid effort. And beat the two other horses, Quality Star and Join the Dance in that one as well. So Nanda D has got to be one to consider. I think Quality Star 14 is one to consider underneath. Maybe an exotics use, like I said, might be a nice long shot play. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll be showing the picks as we go along with those value plays and whatnot. So make sure you're paying attention there. Um, so yeah, looking at this one, a few good choices. Like I said, the 5 Autism Community and the 14 Quality Star. Nice long shot plays for exotics, but I'm not going to screw around in leg one. It's Stir Crazy. It's Way to Be Marie. It's Join the Dance. It's Nanda D. 3, 6, 10, 13. Let's go. Race 9. Get after it. Jumping right into the Silver Bullet Day, going a mile and 70. This is for the fillies. That would be on the Kentucky Oaks Trail. And so number one, Chaston, 4-1 Brad Cox, good looking. Judamont owned. Florent Giroux's riding popped right out of the gate for 120K in the maiden breaker. She had to make a few adjustments down the stretch, inside out. Was bumped a little bit, but then got to the 4 path, grinded it home. I like that about this horse. I think Brad Cox second off first route. Just was going 7, so it is a bit of a stretch. 2 turns. I think he'll get it done. Be up there close anyway. So number 2, Golden Gamble is another one. This race is going to be kind of curious because I feel like early speed should do it, but there's not a lot of early speed. But some of these have only raced one race. Just because they were off the pace and they closed doesn't mean they're necessarily going to do that the next time around. So it could be a completely different style. Chaston could be up closer to the pace. Wasn't that far off anyway. Just 3 off the lead at the second call. So Golden Gamble, like I said, here's McPeak. Stop me if you heard it. Brian Hernandez, Kenny McPeak, Oaks Derby double last year. So this one is a very good horse. Broke the maiden by 9, second out, then cruising down the stretch in the untappable, but just didn't get it done. Her laugh was much the best that day, but Golden Gamble was there for second. So this is going to be your first pivot slash fade. First in Prime Power, Simply Joking. Whip Beckman definitely broke out right and stakes companies right out of the gate to win, but 6 furlongs sprint, uh, not no route experience, average win distance at 6.5 and 6.8 borderline. I'll have to see this one do it. I think it's a good fade for this group, especially 3-year-old fillies. Lots of things can happen with the young ladies. Drexel Hill is going to be a pass. California Sunset's an interesting one. Third behind Golden Gamble in that untappable we just discussed, was had to rally up to a slow opening pace. I didn't mention that in the previous, but for Golden Gamble, for just a stone closer, and still got up for second in a -11, -9 pace scenario, which is a little bit on the slow side, favoring the front runners a lot more. So kind of hard to catch up with her laugh. So I like Golden Gamble. California Sunset is another one I think that could rally up late and get a piece, 5-1, and then you have Goel's Delight, another one, 8-1, Colby Hernandez with Kenny McPeak. Nice outside move to get her going down the stretch. This one broke out and got to the rail and saved ground, then swung out, rolled home to win by 5, going a mile and a 16th right out of the gate. 20% winner in non-graded is Kenny McPeak, 50% in the money. So this one definitely exotics use. Not so sure we'll get to the entirety of leg two here. She's a Swede. I think we'll make the value playlist 8-1 morning line. Kenny McPeak, Louis Saez, obviously, but did have to drop down to, three times or drop down twice all the way to 58K to get the maiden victory, but did score it off the turf. That's the thing that was interesting about this horse is going 6 furlongs for American Pharoah horse. You can see 7.5 average win distance. First out, you can forgive that going 6 furlongs. Just never got into it, bumped, forced out. Uh, didn't get there. Then the second race, maiden on the turf, inner turf at Saratoga, no bueno, but then rounded out the turf to dirt. Was successful. This one got pulled off the turf, uh, but on a fast track at Fairgrounds and got it done. So she's a Swede, could offer some interesting value. She is an American Pharaoh daughter. We know what American Pharaoh did. Bless the broken. I'm going to pass on William Walden. Not going to get there. So we're going to go ahead and queue up race 10 as we discuss these last few plays. Um, Brad Cox, Kenny McPeak, 1-2 in these stakes races. Dirt fillies. Uh, they have half the field in it. I think one of them two is going to be trading. Like I said, fade simply joking. So number one, Chaston. Number two, Golden Gamble. Then I'm going five, California Sunset. Six, Goals Delight. So I am going 1, 2, 5, 6. Value play of number seven, She's a Swede. 8-1 morning line. Now, the Colonel Bradley, 8.5 on the turf. Another good one, 4 years and up. The turf races are legit. Big fields, 13, 14 horses in all of them. So, we're going to get some action and probably some prices too. So, I'm really, really trying not to be so chalky on some of these selections, trying to throw in a few value plays and some odds. Anyway, number one, Northern Invader, I think is going to provide a little bit of value in the one hole, 5-1, Sherry DeVoe, Louis Saez. Newly gelded Northern Invader was gelded after the third place in the Kelso. Awkward break off slowly, but did hang in there for fourth. But racing against Talk of the Nation, Carl Spackler, awesome. Then the previous one was North Ottoman Fleet, Chasing the Crown, Irish Aces. So the previous race was an allowance in 2X where he won going a mile. I like his chances to and the drop in class, third versus tougher. All that kind of stuff looks good as long as he can get a decent trip on the inside. Maybe that newly lopped off a little light and loafers coming down the stretch maybe might cause this one to pop. So no thanks, Grace Fable. I'm going to pass there. Oh, big pass on Happy American. I see this horse shows up every now and then, and I just, why are you in this race? You're eighth by 29, or you're eighth, you're sixth. You're no, and then running in the Lucas Classic. I mean, look at the odds. No thanks. Happy American. I guess the horse had a lot of promise. I don't know. Number four is going to be a pass as well. I like number five. I'd rather be blessed. Second behind Gigante. And the last out in the Delbert. I can't remember the exact name of the stakes race, but it was one that I had the winner, which was Gigante. And so that one I'm definitely going to be in on. So I'd rather be blessed is going to be uh, competitive speed figures. Nice value play, I think. 8-1, Ben Curtis and Chris Hartman. Not bad combo there. Stitched will pass on Gigante. I think looks pretty good to try to repeat here, going a mile and a 16th, like he did last month for 100K. Steve Asmussen, obviously solid in this race as well. Third in the River City. I like when they run well versus tougher. So got it done there. So Gigante and Higgins Boat, maybe a long shot play. What Say Thee is an interesting one. Uh, Joel Rosario, 6-1 morning lines, sired by See the Stars. And this one really pops for distance, 10.5 on the average win distance. Long way to go. Irish, see the stars, huge, big time pedigree type horse. Mike Maker, Joel Rosario, running a plus 11 here, ran him down relatively easily. So if we get a pretty fairly good pace, but you can see he gets it done either way. Just a horrible 51 pace, so easy to keep up. A lot of times when you see slow pace on these pressers, they just have no problem sitting back off you. And if you're going to run a 51 116 for the 3/4, then I'm going to just run your ass down. And so what say thee looks pretty good. City Man looks like a good value. Then we get to Wadsworth. And Wadsworth is Florence Giroux, Brad Cox, Godolphin, third off the layoff. Mile and a 16th at Turfway. Didn't quite get there, kind of faded down the stretch. I think maybe we'll have a little bit more fleet of foot going back to the turf at Fairgrounds here. Got Giroux in the saddle. Can't go wrong there. So has never finished worse than second in 5 career tries on the grass. So kind of a use in but I'm pretty much out on the rest of the field. So we're going 1, 7, and 11. 1 Northern Invader, 7 Gigante, and number 11 Wadsworth for our 3 picks. And then I believe I mentioned along the way the value plays like City Man. What Say Thee, I think, is a nice value. The 9 horse is an interesting one, but I had to start taking a few tighter stands here. So we're going to pass on the 9 for the leg 3. Now, moving on, race number 11 is going to be one of our 2 feature races, the Louisiana Stakes, and it is a grade 3. We are going after Hit Show Track Phantom. Go watch the preview video for the full breakdown. But in summary, it's 1-8 all the way. I picked 8 to win the race, and Hit Show is going to be coming down the stretch. Probably could include Skinner. I still don't know. Skinner might run this race. It'd be really tough to pass up on such a large payday at Gulfstream next week with an invite to a $3 million race that you could compete in. It's not that, I mean, it's a good field. It's a hell of a lot better field than this one, but I don't know. What are you racing for 175,000 in a grade 3? You've been doing that your whole career, Skinner. Let's go down here and look at Skinner's career and we'll see. Uh, the horse is 5 years old, sired by Curlin, has obviously grade 2, grade 1 Santa Anita, Pacific grade 1, Awesome Again grade 1, Native Diver grade 3, just won the grade 3 Native Diver. So do you want to just go try to win another grade 3 ho hum race at Fairgrounds Park on Saturday? All right. Uh, so go ahead and use him if he runs. But I'm going to go 1-8 leg 4. I'm just value plays are going to be Cook Creek number 6, number 9, Comorbino Omodi. I'm going to guess that is those 2 races. But like I said, 1-8 for the chalky Louisiana Stakes. And then race number 12 is going to be our main event. And we are going to go with the grade 3 Lecomte. Go check the full preview, past performances, everything you need to know about the races here. Really feeling pretty confident in built to get up in this one. But I did like number 4. I really like the angle. Maximum Promise, Admiral Dennis, all these are pretty decent. Innovator could steal this race. So I'm really a little bit weary about leaving him out. But he hasn't gone 2 turns. So I'm going to go ahead and hang my hat on that one. So for Dwayne Lucas, he can surprise us from time to time for sure. But Magnitude is the one, not this time, Sire. And I mentioned in the preview video, I mentioned it again, half brother to Epicenter, a horse I really liked, a horse that won this race last year. This horse was no match for Built. but they could just run 1-2 again. For all I know, I know people have mentioned optical as a long shot. You could probably put them up there, blinkers on, as a long shot play. Golden Afternoon's another one that could land in that mix. That's for sure. Calling card, Frankie Dettori, tough catch, Dapper Moon, Mo better than good. So all these horses, Disco Time, Brad Cox, Florence Rowe. Wouldn't shock me if this one rolled. So it is tough for me to dismiss Disco Time as well. Not this time, Judamont. So it is tough to lay off this one. So if Skinner's in the race, he'd be definitely an underneath use. I did like Maycox Bay in the previous video for maybe a long shot play, but we're going 1-8 for leg five. Or I'm sorry, 4-13, 4 magnitude, 13 built. It's chalky, I know, but built might just be absolutely legit. And this race might not have been no joke because he did pop in the maiden at Keeneland and running very fast fractions, and then closing late. So you never know if he does get out on the lead or tracks the pace. It's going to be interesting to say the least. But that is going to do it for us. And this is race number 12. So we're going to go over all 5 legs for you right quick. Leg number 1 is 3, 6, 10, 13. Leg number 2, 1, 2, 5, 6. Leg 3 is 1, 7, 11. Leg 4, 1, 8. And leg 5 is going to be the 4 and the 13, magnitude and built. That is going to do it for everybody. Your pick 5. Best of luck this weekend. Check out all the preview videos at Fairgrounds and share on social media. Let's win some money. Get it done. We'll see you soon. Lots more to come. Next week is the Pegasus. Let's get it. Peace.